Hey guys, it's Joe. Happy Saturday, the last day of 2022. I hope the morning is starting off beautiful for all of you guys. Now, we have 12 games on the ice, and we had some pretty predictable games on the ice last night. We hit that under between the Devils and the Penguins. With the Devils coming out on top, was leaning on the Devils. I wasn't ready to pull the trigger at plus 100 though, but they were able to get the win. Remember, they've got the Canes on deck tomorrow. That was my concern with that game. Now, we did see the under hit between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers as well. Canes, hats off to them, getting the shutout win over the Florida Panthers. Beautiful game there. Now, Edmonton, we got to talk about them. They were able to beat the Seattle Kraken. I was leaning on the Seattle Kraken last night, but we all said the Edmonton Oilers just are finding a way to get these wins. Now, that one did go over the total, leaning on that one. It was a game that I just really didn't like the bets in. But I did let you guys know those shots on goal props were looking kind of fishy. Told you to hit them under if you would have. I think only one guy went over his shots on goal last night. Even though we got 7 goals from the Edmonton Oilers, we still did not see those shots on goal raining in. So it was a really good night on the ice last night. Big hi to everyone that's already jumping in. I appreciate you guys being here as soon as those notifications go off. I know I'm not predictable on the weekend, but you guys know I will be here. So I appreciate you guys. There is so much happening on the ice today that we're going to have to run through this super quick. So I hope you guys have your notebooks, whatever you do. But I will try to bookmark these. I don't know if I have time. So you guys just jump every 2 minutes if you're looking for a certain game. The first game we're going to jump into is the first game on the board. Buffalo Sabres are taking on the Boston Bruins. Now, this is at 1 o'clock Eastern, so you have 45 minutes to get your bets in on this one. Now, the Buffalo Sabres coming in here as large underdogs at plus 205, minus 225 here for the Boston Bruins. We got a total 6.5. Now, Anderson is expected in goal for the Buffalo Sabres, so we'd like what we've seen out of Anderson. He's been a strong goalie for them. He's got a 2.65 goals against average in Allmark. We know how phenomenal he is for the Boston Bruins. He's got a 1.9. Now, we've seen the Buffalo Sabres win their last 5 games. This team is rolling hot even after the break here. They got that big win over the Red Wings, 6-3. A game that I really thought the Red Wings would have kept it tight. So I did lose them in there on the puck line. It hurts. We remember these losses, you guys. And then the Boston Bruins coming in here off that win. They won over the Devils. They got a 3-1 win, really stepping up defensively, limiting the Devils' ability to get the shots and to get them in the back of the net. So in this one, I'm looking at a couple of things. I really do think we can count on Boston here at home to cover that puck line. It is a little scary, though, because I do like what we've seen out of Anderson. And I do like the ability of the Buffalo Sabres offensively. They're averaging those 4 goals and 32.2 shots on goal. They have the worst ability, though, to win these faceoffs. They're just not winning them. And when we look at the Boston Bruins, winning these faceoffs is key on the ice. They're the second best in the league for winning the faceoff. So I got to go with the Boston Bruins here on the puck line. They're 13-7 at home on the puck line this season. I think a safer way to take this is to look at their team total over 3.5. Now, it is juiced at minus 140, but I do think we can expect the Boston Bruins to open up offensively in this game. Even though Anderson is phenomenal, we got to look at the ability of the Boston Bruins to get these goals. They're averaging that 3.8, 34.9 shots on goal. They're going to be firing away on Anderson in this one. So give me the Boston Bruins and give me their team total over 3.5. I do lean to the over for the full game. Over 6.5 in this one. 5 of the last 5 games for the Sabres versus the Atlantic have hit that over. And we see Boston allowing that over to come in 5 of their last 8 with 1 push there after 2 goals or less in the previous game. So after allowing that 2 goals. So I do think we got a higher scoring one in that one. The next game on the board, you guys, let me just pull it up here. We have the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, Columbus is a complete mess right now. They've lost their last 7 games. They're a favorite in this at minus 134, but they're facing the Chicago Blackhawks. Columbus is at home. Look for Columbus to get right in this one. Capostello expected in goal for them. He's got a 3.31 goals against average. Now, the Chicago Blackhawks are starting Stalock here. He is confirmed. He's got a 2.68 I do like his ability in goal, but I think Columbus really has to open up offensively. Neither of these teams has been strong offensively this season, with the Blackhawks only averaging 2.24 goals per game, and the Columbus Blue Jackets with that 2.65. We know Columbus has that firing ability. It's just not converting in these games. Both defenses really shooting themselves in the foot, with the Columbus Blue Jackets allowing 4 goals and 35.6 shots on goal. And the Chicago Blackhawks line that 3.71 and 33.7 shots on goal. The last time these two teams played was just before the break. Chicago got the win 5-2. That game flew over the total of 6.5 in that one. There is huge advantages to the road team and the Chicago Blackhawks when we look at the trends between these two, but I'm not buying it. I think Columbus, with losing their last 7, what we saw versus the Islanders was a game where the Chicago Blackhawks or the Columbus Blue Jackets never gave up. They lost that one 2-1. They got that goal late in the third, never giving up. I really do think Columbus here comes out with the win. So give me the Columbus Blue Jackets minus 134 in this one. The next game on the board, you guys, we have the Nashville Predators taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, Vegas is at home in this one. They're minus 162. They're really juiced on that money line. I can't get behind them on the puck line. If you like Vegas in this one, I'd take them in 60. Logan Thompson expected here. Lanigan expected here for the Nashville Predators. Nashville just played last night. Now they got 6 goals versus the Ducks in a game that started off really slow. I was disappointed, you guys. You know I was writing that over 1.5 in that game for the Preds last night in the first period. Only 1 goal in the first. Ducks came out in the second. High-scoring second period, high-scoring third period. I was on the wrong page with when those goals were going to come in. I think the Preds are going to be tired in this one. They played late last night. They're playing early at 3 o'clock Eastern today. They're also 1-4 in the last 5 meetings in Vegas. Vegas going 5-0 in their last 5 versus the Central Division. Give me Vegas here in 60. I don't see this one going to OT. I think Vegas capitalizes in this game. The next game on the board, we have the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the LA Kings. We love what we've seen out of the Kings as of late. They've won their last 2 games. They got the shootout win over the Colorado Avs, and then they won their last one. That was a 5-4 win on Thursday versus the Avs. We also saw them win that last one 4-2. They've been playing absolutely phenomenal. Now, the Philadelphia Flyers here, Carter Hart, there's talks of him maybe back. He has been out with injury. I think we'll see Urson playing today. Now, he allowed 3 goals in his last game versus the Sharks. He saved 25 shots on goal. So he did okay, but it was versus the Sharks, you guys. We look at this LA Kings team. They are so different. Sitting second here in the Pacific. They're going to dominate on both ends of this ice. I do not see the LA Kings being beaten by the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, Flyers did get the win over the Sharks, like we said, but I'm not buying it. They've lost their last 8 games coming off of overtime as well. The Kings have dominated at home, winning their last 4 at home, 6-1 in their last 7 overall. And on that 1 day's rest, they come out so strong, winning their last 4 on 1 day's rest. They also don't play down to their opponents. And that's a big thing. We see some of these teams really playing down to their opponents. The Kings are 11-4 in their last 15 versus teams with winning records below 400. So I'm going to take the Kings here. I'm going to take them straight up on that puck line. So not straight up on the money line, straight that puck line, take them minus 1.5 at plus 105. I'm going to look at their team total over as well. We see the Philadelphia Flyers just allowing too many goals to come in. So I do think this is a good one to go big on the Kings in this one. I lean to the over. I could see the Kings getting 5 goals themselves. As long as we get 2 out of the Flyers, we can see this game go over that total. Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals kick off at 4 o'clock Eastern. Jake Allen expected here for the Montreal Canadiens. They're plus 230. If you believe in this team, now this team loves to play upset. I'm going to grab them on that puck line at plus 1.5 at minus 110. They treat us so well on the puck line, you guys. We can't get off riding this train. They're 12-8. On the road on that puck line. Now the Washington Capitals 9-9 on that puck line at home. They have been playing great. Lindgren expected in goal. He's got a 2.6. Montreal can go one way or another. They can put up a fight, play strong, or they can completely crap the bed, as we'd say. We know that is possible here, but with Jake Allen and goal, I really do like their opportunity to keep this one tight. I think there's a value there at plus 1.5 at minus 110. Now, the Capitals have failed to cover the puck line in each of their last 6 games against opponents in the Eastern Conference, coming off a game in overtime. So they are off that overtime loss versus the Senators. That was a 4-3 loss for the Washington Capitals. So I really like the ability of Montreal to keep it tight, grab them there on the puck line. Arizona Coyotes and the Tampa Bay Lightning at 5 o'clock Eastern. We got a total of 6 in this one. Coyotes plus 275. Plus 275. This team has won their last 3. This is a team that absolutely loves to play upset. And yes, they're playing the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa is such a better team. Coming in here at minus 350 on that money line. Total 6. Vasilevsky expected in goal. He's absolutely phenomenal. We know this. The last time these teams played, it was a 4-3 win. It was back last season for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, the Coyotes do play the Lightning tight. And I really do think this is one where we can take them plus 1.5 at plus 115. Another value pick here. We look at the Arizona Coyotes, 12-10 on the road on that puck line. Tampa sitting 10-9 on that puck line at home. Now, while I do think Tampa wins this, I do think Arizona, with how hot they're rolling, finds the back of the net. They've struggled in Tampa, though. So this is one pure value, just going off how these teams are both doing on that puck line, with Tampa just not really blowing anyone out of the water, and the Coyotes putting up a fight each and every game that they're in, loving to play upset over these huge favorites. Now, the Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues kick off at 6 o'clock Eastern, with the Blues coming in here at plus 106, the Wild minus 130. Fleury expected in goal for the Wild. He's got a 2.85 goals against average. Now, the Wild lost that last game, and a game I was really leaning on them to get the win. St. Louis won their last game, and I love the value here on them at plus 108. I think with Jordan Binnington in goal, we're going to see a strong home performance out of this team. Now, they haven't been stellar at home, sitting 7-2 at home this season, but I do think in this one, we can count on them to get this win at home, and I love the value. The Blues are 8-2 in their last 7 versus the Western Conference, and the underdog in this matchup has won 11 of the last 16 meetings. Now, the Wild have gone 1-9 in their last 10 meetings in St. Louis as well. So something about St. Louis, the Wild do not play strong there. And the Blues have covered that puck line in each of their last 11 games as a home underdog following a home win, but there is no value here taking them plus 1.5. If you're kind of hesitant on the Blues, you can take them plus that 1.5, because either way, it is a tight battle between these two today. It could come down to a little bit of puck luck. We know Fleury is phenomenal in goal. So if you're a little concerned straight up for the win, you can take them plus 1.5 in a parlay. The next game on the board, we're moving fast, you guys, today. We got these 12 games to go over again. You are watching Pikket with Joe. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here with me each day. I'm in a rush. I'm off to brunch. Let me know what you guys are doing for New Year's Eve tonight. I hope you all have an absolutely magical time. So the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Colorado Avalanche kick off at 7 o'clock Eastern. The total is 6 in this one. Toronto coming in as a favorite at minus 125, plus 104 for the Colorado Avalanche. Now, Samsonov is expected in goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's got a 2.2 goals against average, and Georgiev expected here for the Colorado Avalanche. He has a 2.53. Now, when we look at these teams, both defenses have been doing very strong, and I do lean on this one to stay under that total of 6. Now, they do trend to the over, but something is just telling me that these two teams stay under tonight with what these defenses have been showing. The Leafs have played really strong in Colorado as well, winning 7 of the last 10. So if you ask me to pick a side, I'm going to take Toronto here at minus 125. Now, I know Toronto is off that loss to the Coyotes in which they just fell apart. They allowed those 6 goals. So I'm expecting them to turn around defensively, really step up in this one. We saw the Avs off the shootout loss to the LA Kings. Their defense played phenomenal in that one. So look for this to be a tight game between these two. I think Toronto comes up on top and we stay under the total. Just a tip for you guys, if you're watching this video on replay, hit the 2 times speed. You'll hear me talk way faster, still get all the information. I I feel like I'm running on 2 times speed though this morning with how fast I'm talking. Let's look at the Ottawa Senators versus the Detroit Red Wings. We have a total of 6.5 in this one. The Senators playing absolutely phenomenal hockey as of late. They're minus 134 here on the road. We don't see the Senators as a favorite on the road very much, especially at this price. Red Wings plus 112. Now, Cam Talbot expected in goal for the Senators here. And you guys know we love Cam Talbot. We know what he's able to do. They've won their last 2 games. Like I said, they got that overtime win versus the Washington Capitals. This team is dominating. They got a win over the Bruins. They are just rolling through these teams. Offensively, they are really clicking. Still issues with their defense, although we've seen them step up a little and give Cam Talbot a little bit more support. Now, the Red Wings are starting Hellberg here. I don't know a lot about Hellberg. I don't have a lot of faith in him coming up from the AHL. We look at this team. Again, defense is their issue, but this team really limits their penalties. So this will come down to how disciplined the Senators can be, because we know the Senators play some dirty freaking hockey at times. We got Brady Tkachuk in there, always starting trouble, just like Matthew. Those two can't keep themselves out of the penalty box. The Red Wings haven't played well at home, though. So I think if the Senators come out here and play it clean, they get the win at minus 134. I think it's a good way to look. I also love their team total over in this game. You look at both of these teams' defense are struggling, and Hellberg, I just don't know what we're going to get out of him for the Red Wings. So I'm going to take the Senators team total over as well. I'd probably lean on the game over 6.5, but if Cam Talbot has a phenomenal night, this one stays under that total. Now, the San Jose Sharks and the Dallas Stars kick off at 8 o'clock Eastern, and damn, I might be crazy in this one. But we look at how well the Sharks play the Stars, and it's kind of scary. They've been strong versus the Stars on that puck line, keeping things tight. Now, James Reimer is expected here. He's got a 3.14 goals against average. Jake Ottinger, we know how phenomenal the Stars are. I also don't like everyone and their grandmother is on the Dallas Stars. I can't get there. Dallas coming in at minus 145. So you'd have to take them on the puck line if you like them. We have the San Jose Sharks at plus 198. I'm going to grab them plus 1.5 on that puck line at minus 125. They won the last 4 games versus the Central. They are 9-8 on that puck line. On the road, the Dallas Stars only 8-9 at home on that puck line. And the underdog has covered the puck line in each of the last 9 games between the Sharks and the Stars. And that's what I mean. The Sharks play the Dallas Stars really tight. Even though Dallas has won 7 of the last 8 meetings in Dallas, they've only won it by a small margin. So taking the Sharks here, there's great value at minus 125 still. Kind of scary because we know who the better team is in this one, but I expect the Sharks to compete. The Vancouver Canucks and the Calgary Flames, you guys. Oh, I hate to talk about this one. You know, I hate to talk about Calgary right now. I'm just not loving what I'm seeing out of my team, really disappointing me in a lot of these games. Now, they did win that last game versus Seattle, and you guys know I all sat here and went, well, let's just bet for Seattle because then maybe Calgary will win. Am I going to do it here with the Vancouver Canucks? Probably not. I do lean on Calgary to come out on home ice and play strong. Knock on wood that they can get it done. They're better at home this season than they are on the road. Now, Vancouver expected to start Spencer Martin. He's got a 3.57 goals against average. Markstrom expected here for the Calgary Flames. He's got a 2.81. Calgary is doing a strong job defensively. I did really like what I saw out of their defense in that game versus Edmonton. We know Edmonton won that game, but that first period, Calgary came out so strong on the defensive side of the puck, and it was really great to see because what they were able to do and what Markstrom was able to do in goal was phenomenal because we all know Markstrom's had that monkey on his back of the Edmonton Oilers just owning him. Some of those saves that he made in that game were lights out. Now he is back in. I think he comes out with confidence after getting that Edmonton game over and done with. Calgary's 4th in the Pacific. Vancouver is sitting 6th. The Vancouver Canucks have played strong versus teams with losing records, winning the last 5, and they are 5-11 in the last 16 meetings versus Calgary. The home team has major advantage between these two, going 5-2 in the last 7 meetings. I think Vancouver loses this one. I'm not going to bet it, you guys. I'm not going to take this one to the window at all. I'm just not going to get there. You guys know Calgary is my team. I want to see them win. If I lose money with them too, it's going to hurt the pocketbook. And then we look at it's minus 220 here for the Calgary Flames. They failed to cover that puck line in each of their last 8 home games versus the Pacific Division opponents. So if you like Vancouver, they did get the win earlier in December, 4-3, but I do think this is home ice advantage for Calgary. I think we got a very similar game. I could see a 4-3 game win here for Calgary. So I'm going to hit that over 6.5, you guys. I think that is the best way to take that game. The over is hit in the last 4 meetings. It's also 23, 10, and 5 in the last 38 meetings in Calgary. So while the defense of Calgary has been stepping up, I expect a little bit of regression over what we saw versus Vancouver because they were so prepared for that game, for the Battle of Alberta, just not able to get it done. The next game on the board, we have the Winnipeg Jets taking on the Edmonton Oilers. We got to talk about Edmonton again. Now, Jack Campbell. I don't know why I said Jake. Jack Campbell expected in here. He's got a 4.02 goals against average. Edmonton was so smart in that matchup versus Calgary to start Skinner because while Markstrom has issues versus Edmonton, Jake Campbell has issues versus Calgary. We know that Skinner was a better goalie. Now, Jake Campbell coming into this versus the Winnipeg Jets and Connor Hellebuck. It's going to be interesting how he comes out in this one. With the defense of Edmonton, they have been stepping up as late. We can't really make fun of them here. They have been playing better. But I do think the Jets, with how strong and explosive their offense can be, we can see the Jets team total go over that 2.5. Edmonton just played last night. They're going to have some tired legs. That was a late game. So I do expect a couple goals to come in here for the Winnipeg Jets. Hitting over 2.5 is a little juiced at minus 144, but it's the only way I'm going to go with this. You know, I don't love to bet Edmonton. Minus 137 here. On that back-to-back with travel, I don't know when they would have traveled. This is a 10 o'clock Eastern game. I'm pretty sure they would have slept last night and then traveled this morning. It's going to be a hard one. That traveled last night. I think it's even harder for this team against the Winnipeg Jets. So I'm going to stay off the side. I actually expect Edmonton to win here, but the Jets have won 5 of the last 7 meetings. So I could see the Jets winning as well. The only thing I like is the Jets team total over 2.5. Happy New Year's Eve to you too. I really appreciate you being here. And absolutely, I will jump on your show in the new year. Let's set it up. Send me a DM. Okay, guys. That's all the games for today. Can we fly through a recap super quick? If anyone out there watching wants to do me a favor and bookmark in the comments at what time all of these games were, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, it's going to be bookmarked later today, guys. I've got brunch plans. I got to get out. I still haven't found socks. So I got a lot to do before I leave. Let's recap these games and let's build that long shot parlay. I'll give you 2 of my favorite bets on the ice tonight and have a happy New Year's. I won't forget to say it, but just want to say it one more time to you guys. Have a fantastic night tonight. Be safe and please, please, please don't drink and drive. It is not worth it. Pay for that Uber or that taxi. Oh, you guys, you got the 3-team parlay yesterday. I am so glad you hit that. I love to hear you guys making money with me and cashing. It makes me so happy. Okay, let's build this. I need a new notebook, you guys. My notebook is full. Okay, I have room on this page. The Buffalo Sabres and the Boston Bruins. I'm going to ride the Boston Bruins over 3.5 at minus 140 and the Bruins at minus 1.5 on that puck line. For the parlay, let's just throw the Bruins straight up. For the parlay, that game is kicking off right away, you guys. The Columbus Blue Jackets and the Chicago Blackhawks. I think Columbus gets this done here at home, breaks their losing streak. Give me the Columbus Blue Jackets minus 134. I lean to the over in that game as well. The Nashville Predators and the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to take Vegas here for the parlay. Again, I will recap this parlay at the end. As I'm recapping all of these games, I'll recap the parlay. I'm going to take Vegas here. In 60, I think they have a dominating win. And I'm going to look at the under 6.5 too. Preds have just struggled to score. So I think it's going to be lower. Give me the under 6.5. The Philadelphia Flyers and the LA Kings. Love the Kings here today. I'm going to take the Kings on that money line in the parlay, but I love them on the puck line here at minus 1.5 for a huge win today in this one at plus 105. I'd also look at their team total over in this one. It's going to be 3, and you're going to pay a little, or you're not going to pay a lot of juice. Let me just see what the juice was on that. I do not have it in front of me. The Kings team total. If you guys can find it before me, you win. See, I'm competitive. I like Trace. Over 3.5, you're getting at minus 110. I love it. The Kings are scoring 2 goals tonight. Braden Point, you know you got to take Braden Point for that anytime goal. Every time we take Braden Point for that anytime goal, he is making us freaking money on the ice. The next game, the Montreal Canadiens, the Washington Capitals. You guys value. I'm going to take Montreal here, plus 1.5. I do think they compete in this game. I just can't get past the puck line. Going to leave it out of the parlay, though, because it's Montreal. We can't trust Montreal that much. The Arizona Coyotes and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, I'm going to leave this one out of the parlay, but I do like the Coyotes here, plus 1.5. Another value pick on how they have done on that puck line. The Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues. I'm going to take in this one the Blues for that win at home. I love them here today. I'm throwing them in the parlay. If you're worried for the parlay, let's just grab them plus 1.5. This is a tight game either way. I do think the Blues win it, though, straight up. It's one of my favorite bets of the day at plus 108. If they lose tonight, maybe we'll have to find another fun name like Deadmonton that we can call the Blues. You guys, let me know what we should call them if they lose to the Wild tonight. Now, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Colorado Avalanche. I think Toronto gets this win. You know, I don't love the Leafs, but I think the Leafs on the money line is where my money is going tonight. I'm going to throw that into the parlay. I do think this is a lower scoring game. These two teams trend to that over, but I think this is a defensive battle. The Ottawa Senators and the Detroit Red Wings. I love the Senators here. I'm going to throw the Sens on the money line into that long shot. I love the Sens team total over 3.5. I think they have a dominating win here. I do lean to the over for the full game. The St. Louis or the San Jose Sharks and the Detroit. Not the Detroit. I am all over the place. The Dallas Stars, you guys, going to take the Sharks plus 1.5. This is another one where these two teams play in such tight games. Don't know how the Sharks do it every time. Dallas should be the dominating team in this, but the Sharks just somehow find a way. James Reimer expected in goal for them. Doesn't boost a lot of confidence. We know that, but I do think for value, they keep this one tight. I'm going to not put it in the parlay because it is a little sketchy here taking the Sharks. I know with Jake Ottinger in for the Stars, but I do think they keep it tight on that puck line plus 1.5 for a straight up bet. Now the Vancouver Canucks and the Calgary Flames. The only way I can throw this into the parlay is taking the over 6.5 in this one. Calgary is strong defensively, but I do think they slip up in this one and it goes over that total. And then between the Winnipeg Jets and the Edmonton Oilers, I'm going to take the Jets team total over 2.5. I think we see goals in this one. We know how strong Edmonton is. Jack Campbell, just my only worry here. We know the defense of Edmonton has been playing solid. Again, we can't make fun of them. I wish we could. But Jack Campbell, just a little bit of a question mark. I do think Winnipeg is too strong offensively to be limited to less than 3 goals. So that is it. Let's recap this parlay for everyone just joining. I don't think St. Louis loses. I think St. Louis wins this one today. So the long shot parlay, I'm going to put the Bruins on the money line, the Columbus Blue Jackets on the money line, Vegas on the money line, Kings on the money line, Blues plus 1.5. Let's be safe in the parlay. The Leafs on the money line, the Senators on the money line, the over 6.5 between Calgary and Vancouver, and the Jets team total over 2.5. If you like Edmonton in that one, you know Edmonton can find the back of a net, taking their team total over 3.5. I do like as well. I think that's a higher scoring one. They do trend to the under though, which is kind of scary. I don't think it stays under in this one. We saw Edmonton last night. Edmonton does not come out tired offensively. Their only tired issues are defensively. So I'm not buying it that game stays under. Big shout out to you guys for all coming and joining me on this beautiful Saturday. So many bowl games going on. Cheer on my Buckeyes tonight, you guys. I wish we could root against Michigan, but we can't. I think Michigan wins that one over TCU as well. So much action. I will be back here tomorrow. My best bets tonight. I love the Senators. The Senators are too hot to step in front of. I love the Blues. And I love the Kings at plus 1.5. McDavid was on fire last night, Benji, but okay, look at his shots on goal. So he got 7 points last night, 3 shots on goal. Remember, it was over 4 to get his shots on goal for any value last night. So he went under that. Again, you guys, those lines were not making sense on those shots on goal. I hope you guys didn't take any of the overs. I still can't believe 7 points and only 3 shots on goal. It was all those assists coming in. It was a beautiful, beautiful game. I know 114 college basketball games. Let me know what you're doing in college basketball. I'm not going to lie. I didn't touch college basketball this weekend. Too many bowl games, just so much going on. And I really want to go for brunch, you guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm going for brunch today. So you guys have a fantastic day. Happy New Year's to each and every one of you. I will see you tomorrow for 2023. The first Pikket with Joe. We don't have as many games on tomorrow. It will be before these games kick off. I probably will be wearing a hat. So you guys have a good one. Let me know what you're liking today. Drop those links below. Again, the best bets, the Kings the Kings on the puck line. Not +1.5, -1.5 for the Kings at +105. The Blues +108 for the straight up win, and the Senators on the money line for the straight up win. Give me the Senators to keep rolling. You do have me on January 1st. You guys have me each and every day. You know I'm not going to disappoint you unless I'm deathly ill. You guys have a good one. Stay safe tonight. Please, please, please. I cannot say it enough. Do not drink and drive tonight. You guys be safe out there. Anthony coming in with the college basketball picks. Sending them to me on Twitter. You're the best. I love it. I'll definitely check those out at brunch. I'll hopefully get some in. You guys have a happy New Year's. We'll see you tomorrow.